So anyways, Collingwood, what did they achieve last year? Well, they finished in the top 4.
They did finish in the top
They
4.
did finish. I lost track of what I was trying to say there, so thank you for picking up on that. They did finish in the top 4 with a 15-7 record and a percentage of 117.7%, all the while with an injury list a mile long.
Yeah, I don't know how they did that.
Super impressive year in the end to become, a couple seconds away maybe from a grand final berth.
Well, that's kind of their own fault, really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
They let GWS get away to a really banger of a first half.
100% their own fault, but
it's really Collingwood's fault that we had such a shit grand final.
That would go. It would have been epic.
That's just another reason to hate you, Collingwood.
They keep giving us those. But yeah, no, I thought they were super impressive last year for as much as we hate them. And I just think they're going to get better this year even, because if you look at their off-season and their key... Literally, they're worse, because Lyndon Dunn I've got listed as an out, but he came in as a late rookie. He's on the list
just been
elevated
redrafted through the supplement.
Yeah, the SSP or whatever it is. SPP, there you go. So really the biggest loss that they have on their list is James Aish, who was a fringe guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to look like... I bet the casual fan who doesn't follow this will look at his performances at Freo this year and go... Collingwood really lost a gem, but he was only ever going to be a gem at Freo because that's where he gets opportunity.
Yeah.
I was going to say, the Crows...
the performances he puts in for Freo this year, which may not be good.
Yeah, but they might be good.
Assuming they're good because he gets the opportunity, it's only because he's going to get that opportunity. He was never going to get that at Collingwood. So really, it's no loss. Outside of that, it's like Daniel Wells, he couldn't get on the park anyway. Goldsack, he was coming to a close, even though he was quite valuable.
When he was on there, yeah.
And Sam Murray, who had been serving a drug suspension anyway. So, and the gains aren't much either, so it's not a whole heap of list change for him. They get Darcy Cameron from the Swans, who actually will come and do a pretty good job as a backup ruckman to Grundy if they need it. And just sort of a guy that they can bring in if they feel they need height.
Yeah.
Jay Rantel, Trent Bianco, and Trey Rusco all come in through the draft. I like Trent Bianco as a bit of a speedy outside sort of guy. I think that he will maybe see some game time if they have another huge injury list. I don't know how his chances are round 1.
They have a pretty solid 22 now.
And so I guess looking at the only real loss being James Aish, I mean, it's huge to say that all they need to do is get healthy.
Yeah.
All they got to do is get healthy, and I see them being sort of like, I don't know if they're going to be premiers or whatever. No one ever knows that really, but I can totally see them winning a ton of regular season games, like a ton of home and away season games. Just if they get healthy, their injury list last year could have beat the maybe 3 or 4 sides best 22. Like, it's crazy. It was crazy how good it was.
They probably could have beaten Gold Coast last year.
It's nuts. One player I'm very excited for is Jaden Stevenson, just to see how he comes back.
Yeah.
Not exactly thinking that he'll light things on fire, but just a storyline that I'm keen to follow.
I mean, he'll light things on fire anyway. He's probably their best forward.
He's that good. So, but even if he didn't, it's just a storyline that I'm really keen to follow just after what happened to him with his gambling suspension last year. Comes back to the finals. That was ridiculous and premeditated. But definitely just an interesting storyline. The pass mark for Collingwood's probably the interesting part about them, because internally, I feel like it's going to be premiership or bust after what they've been through the last 2 years. Like, I feel like it is. If they even made a grand final and lost it, like, yes, in our eyes as fans that are neutral, we probably deem that a successful year for anyone.
Honestly, I feel like any club that makes a prelim is a pass, because beyond the prelim, it's any of those 4 teams are good enough
can get there
to go all the way, right?
Yeah.
If your club makes a prelim, for me,
yes,
that's a win. Maybe not me as a West Coast supporter, but like being biased, but objectively, for me, that's a good year if you make a prelim.
I couldn't agree with that more, but like we said, internally, whether you're a fan or a player or a club member or a coach or whatever
you'd be gutted, really.
So and close. After the way things have ended for them, I mean, like, nail-biting losses in finals back-to-back years, one obviously being a grand final, like, it's got to kill them. It's got to grind them up. Yeah. So I think Collingwood's on a mission, and I think if they're healthy, they're my minor premiers. They finish first in my mind, because I think they can win a ton of regular season games.
They could be there.
Yeah. They're going to play. They obviously play like a bunch at the MCG, which they love to play at. So I think Collingwood wins a bunch of regular season games. They're not actually my tip for premiers, but minor premiers. That's who I'm going with.
Right. Interesting.
Thoughts, boys?
What's your thoughts, Joel?
I really don't think there's much need to be said about Collingwood. I think, well, they're going to be good. I would put they're in my top 4 easy. Say like 3rd. Honestly, I think they win it all this year. Just back-to-back heartbreaks. It's just only going to galvanize them more.
Well, does it galvanize a team, or does it start to break a team?
It's one of the two.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's this very, very fine line where you lose big games, and it either galvanizes your team to go, nah, that's it. We're not putting up with this anymore. Let's push through, or you just go and have a big dropout, right?
Yeah.
The bottom end just falls out and you fail.
Yeah.
Which I could see this happening to Collingwood.
Either way. But I think talent on the team, if you want to put it down to the base talent and the age bracket of that talent, like they're leading players outside of maybe Pendlebury Sidebottom. Treloar, Grundy, these sorts of guys, Taylor Adams, even when he's on and driving it. They're at an age where they shouldn't fall off because of stuff like that.
They shouldn't fall off.
They shouldn't. I'm fully open to the fact that they may, but I'm going to say it goes the other way. They're on a mission and they derail teams.
The thing is as well, and this is the really hard thing about predicting these kinds of things, is there are so many other teams, right? I think teams these days are so well versed at trying to keep that age bracket right all the time.
Yeah.
That there are other teams that are in that age bracket as well, where it could be the difference of just 12 points in a game every game.
Absolutely.
And instead of winning, you might still be playing well, but you're just not getting over the line. You know what I mean?
You're just not at that point. Yeah, totally.
Not that I'm saying that this will happen to Collingwood, but I feel like it's making it harder and harder to predict ladders these days than what it was a decade ago, because of how good clubs are at actually managing their list. Most clubs, I should say.
It's funny you say that, because I was saying to someone the other day, just a buddy of mine, that this is the hardest year I've ever had to predict a ladder for the bottom half of it. Like, I feel like if you go from like 8th place down to 18th, you could throw them in whatever order you want. Like, I don't know who's going to finish last. I don't know who's going to come 8th. I don't know who's going to finish 12th. Like, the top sides I feel pretty confident in, and they're the talented sides.
Honestly, I'm not even confident. Like, I have a top 4, and my top 5 is the same pretty much, and my top 6 is the same, just with positions changed around in both of my ladders. Right.
Your personal top 4 is going to be interesting when we get to 4th. I'm excited for that. We won't reveal who it is yet, but I'm excited.
Well, even in my school one, they're sitting in 6th.
Oh, wow. Big on them. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I like going big on certain clubs. I backed them in last year. And
so double down. All right.
Well, Collingwood I mean, I don't disagree with pretty much anything you've said. I do think that they'll be there. On both of my ladders, I've got them in 3rd position.
Yeah.
For the year.
That's
and
fair.
From 3rd, I think they'll make another prelim, and then from there, you just can't predict where to go from a prelim. I think they'll make a prelim, and then from there, it's just anybody's game.
The majority of it depends on how you enter the finals, what kind of form you're in at that
what
point
kind of injuries
and we
you've got
can't predict
going into
that
your
this
list
early into the season, so
no.
It makes it very hard. But so that's where you sit, Joel, top 4 for the Pies?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. I think even with injuries, they've got plenty of plenty of depth anyway. So I don't think I don't see it bottoming out. Maybe one more heartbreak in the year after, but we'll see. I'm still quietly confident that
we can only hope.
Could this be the Pies' year?
Yes.
I just have a feeling they're not going to get there with this. I just think there are too many teams around them that are probably slightly better while Collingwood are peaking.
Yeah. You could be.
I feel that's what this list is producing. I feel like they're just always going to be the runners up sort of thing.
Yeah. You may be right.
Could be wrong. Might be right. We'll see.